A rare white lion, which appears only once every 100 years, faced a life-or-death test right after birth. Two cunning hunting dogs silently approached while his mother, Arella, was away hunting. The small and rare white lion had to face this crisis alone. At the critical moment, his mother sensed something was wrong and quickly rushed to his side, saving him from danger. This rare white lion is named Lion. However, more than the attack of the dogs, his color was his greatest threat. Because he was different, Lion was always rejected by others. As a result, his mother had to take Lion and his brother away from the pride. But this decision was a double-edged sword. Leaving the pride meant losing the protection of a male lion. Erla now had to take the cubs with her on every hunt. Meanwhile, the little ones, curious about the world around them, explored new areas and unknowingly strayed further and further from their mother. When Arella roared to call them back, Lion hesitated but obeyed. As time passed, hunger forced Arella to go hunting again. But the mischievous cubs wouldn't waste this opportunity. Under Lion's leadership, the two became little explorers. A frog caught their attention, and the brothers began chasing it. But this game came at a price. A terrible enemy emerged and attacked Lion. His brother, without hesitation, jumped to protect him, taking the blow in his place. Seeing his brother wounded, Lion felt guilty and terrified. He tried to approach to help, but the danger was still there. Scared, he ran away. Then a loud thunderclap shattered his emotional resistance, and in panic, Lion ran in the wrong direction. When Arella returned, she found the lifeless body of her other cub. The pain of losing a child was unbearable, and she roared to the sky in despair. But the worst was yet to come. Lion was also missing. Rain began to fall, making everything even harder for the young lion. He found shelter under a dry tree and, crying, called for his mother. But there was no answer. The sun rose, but Arella did not give up searching for him. However, after the heavy rain, Lion had no scent, making him difficult to locate. Without his mother's protection, he would not survive in the wild. As he desperately called for Arella, a hunting dog sneaked closer. Sensing the danger, Lion ran and hid in a cave. The stubborn dog refused to leave. However, the cave was home to a wildcat, which began attacking Lion. Seeing an opportunity, the young lion took advantage of a moment when the dog was distracted and ran to a dry tree, where he called for his mother until nightfall. The dog, unable to climb the tree, waited patiently. Only at dawn did Arella finally appear to rescue Lion. After losing one of her cubs and realizing the dangers of living alone, Arella decided to take Lion back to the pride, but his white fur color continued to make him an outcast. The other cubs always gathered to intimidate him. Sad and isolated, Lion always stayed away. A year passed. Lion began to grow and develop his mane, but he was still not accepted. Then one day, two strong and vigorous lions invaded the territory. A battle for dominance was inevitable. To defend his honor, Lion's father charged without hesitation. However, being old, he was no match for the two young lions and was soon defeated. Lion sensed something was wrong and rushed to check, but he was too late. His father had fled, leaving the pride defenseless. Without a leader, the new dominant lions began attacking the cubs. Arella, desperate, couldn't protect them. Lion tried to flee, but even his own siblings rejected and attacked him. With no choice, he went his own way. For a young, solitary lion, the wild was a great challenge. Without food for 3 days, Lion wandered aimlessly until he entered a human-inhabited area. There, he found a porcupine covered in quills. Starving, he tried to hunt it, but inexperienced, he ended up wounded all over. After more days without food, he encountered a huge warthog. Frightened, he backed away, but the warthog chased him. Only by climbing a cliff did he manage to escape. Exhausted and starving, Lion collapsed. The next morning, hunger forced him to gather courage. He tried hunting alone and boldly chose a large antelope as prey, but he failed. Then he attempted to attack an adult elephant. The elephant reacted immediately and Lion had to retreat. When he was losing hope, he encountered another young solitary lion. He tried to approach but was immediately attacked. With no choice, he backed off and followed the other lion from a distance. Soon the young lion hunted an antelope. Waiting for the right moment, Lion took advantage of a distraction when the other was drinking water and stole part of the prey. The other lion confronted him, but seeing that Lion was just a hungry young lion, he didn't chase him away. Thus, Lion had his first meal in days. From that moment on, a new bond was formed. Ovidi.